Hey everybody, want to do a quick update. Going to do it with my glasses on this time so I look more intelligent. But I know that's hard to believe. But I had a really couple good appointments today. It is Thursday. We started our day early this morning talking to a urology specialist who was very encouraging and said that he saw a way forward with surgery to take care of the obstruction, and that if we were able to do that, then maybe we could address the Pseudomonas, the infection I picked up that's multi-drug resistant, and that I picked up in Vietnam. But then I went to see an infectious disease doctor, and he is saying that they're not finding that Pseudomonas in my system anymore, which doesn't make sense to me because my understanding was you can never get rid of it because there is no known drug to get rid of it. But it seems to be, from what I understand, what he's saying, and we confirm this over and over, is that once you get out of Southeast Asia, because it thrives there because of the tropical environment, that once you're out of that then other bacteria kind of exist in different parts of the world. We kind of joke that not only do countries go to war, but their bacteria, strains of bacteria, can go to war on each other. And supposedly I picked up 2 more multi-drug resistant bacteria here in the States because of the catheter that I have. But the Pseudomonas aeruginosa is not showing up anymore. And it seems to be that would be the most predominant one, and that if I still had that, it would show up even greater than these 2 that are showing up. Now, the 2 that are showing up are multi-drug resistant just as well, but there are specific antibiotics that are successful against them. So there's a path forward. So that I can't do A because of B, and I can't do B because of C, and I can't do C because of A cycle that I've been stuck in. And now it seems like maybe there's a way out of that. So the goal would be to look ahead, to plan the surgery that I need to get rid of the obstruction, and to see then if my body responds and kind of recovers and gets back to more of a normal system, so that I can actually get rid of urine like an adult male does. And if everything recovers there correctly, then I'm in a position where I become a very good candidate for transplant, because I'm already on the list, but I'm inactive because of the obstruction, and they can't put a new kidney in if there's still a problem there. So all that being said, it sounds really good. I'm not gonna I think it's gonna take a while to sink in, but it seems like there's good news on the front of what I thought was an infection for life is not. Now, I don't know why that hasn't ever been explained to me before. That part's a little frustrating, but that's what's been said today. He even called the lab and kind of confirmed that they're not finding that in there. I'm sure at some point when I have the surgery, that they would probably test again because they want to make sure that it's there, and get a specimen of that. But at this point, I may be good to go there. So tomorrow I have another exam, a test that they have to do. So tonight I have an MRI at 8:45 at night, which sounds kind of odd, but I'm having an MRI tonight. And then tomorrow I'll have this other test where they can kind of check out issues about the bladder and the urinary tract and everything like that. And then if everything's good with that, I have an appointment this next Tuesday to speak to a nurse with the transplant team here at Mayo, which would start the process, and that's probably a month-long process of getting put on the transplant list here, as well as the one in Alabama. And to be on multi-list is a good thing. And then on next Thursday, I will speak to the original doctor, the internist that we spoke to on Tuesday, and he'll give me updates of what the team has kind of come up with, what they've discussed, and put it all together. And then at the beginning of April is the first time I can actually speak to a urologist, a surgeon up here. And so they'll have to talk to me about what the surgery would be going forward. But it's basically at this point, it may come down to the decision of, do I come back up here for the surgery, so I could do it in the house with the team approach that they have here, which I really like, or do I do it in Alabama, which the transplant team and the urologists now in Alabama, in Birmingham especially, are considered very strong, and there are some who actually have worked here before. So, all that being said, it just seems like there may be less of a hurdle in the way of kind of being able to move ahead. So really good news there. I don't think it's sunken yet. I don't think I trust it completely yet, but just one step at a time. And if that's true, finding that out was definitely worth the trip up here already. So just wanted to give you an update. And now I'll tell you one more story here real quick that has nothing to do with this. Angela's standing here with me. So we got in the elevator today with a guy who's pushing his wife around in a wheelchair. And he had a shirt on that had a Bigfoot and a space alien on it. And I was like, oh, man, I'd like to hear the story behind that shirt. And I did. And the story is he saw Bigfoot, and I'm not doubting him. He saw it up here somewhere in Minnesota. And then he told me a long story that I didn't ask for, but it was still interesting, that he was out camping with friends somewhere here in Minnesota, and I don't know how long ago, but they lost 2 hours of their life because they saw a big light in the sky, and that's the last thing that they remember. And then the next thing they remember is the fire that was a raging fire was now just embers in the fire pit. So they lost 2 hours of their life, and he is convinced that he was abducted by space aliens. I don't know. The truth's out there. That's what a TV show used to tell me. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'm thankful for the good news that I got. Thanks for y'all's prayers and your positive posts and just your care and concern. Love you guys. Bye.